Engine and gearbox penalties are a major talking point in Formula 1. But what are they, how are they implemented, and why do we need them? Engine and gearbox penalties are dished out to teams when they exceed a permitted allocation of components for the year. F1 engines are complex, and the power unit comprises many components. These are the internal combustion engine, or ICE, motor generator unit heat, or mgu-h, motor generator unit kinetic, or mgu-k, the turbocharger, energy store, otherwise known as ES, control electronics, and the exhaust. And when it comes to the gearbox, components are split into two categories, the first being the gearbox case and cassette, and the second being the gearbox driveline, gear change components, and auxiliary components. The reason that the engine and gearbox components have strict limitations, and thus penalties for exceeding them, is a cost-saving measure. In decades gone by, teams used to have unlimited resources, and even spare cars. This was fine if you had a big budget like Ferrari, but made things difficult for smaller teams, and carrying around all that extra freight also had an implication regarding sustainability. As a result of this, teams are limited to 4 ICE, mgu-k, mgu-h and 4 turbochargers per car across the season, 2 control electronic components, 2 energy stores and 8 exhausts, and each car is permitted to 4 of both sets of gearbox components. Unless a car has bulletproof reliability, it is more than likely that over the course of a 23-race season, it will exceed the permitted allocation of components, a fact that Ferrari has already found out this year. This is when penalties are applied. In the first instance, if the team exceeds the permitted amount of any one of the 7 engine components, a 10-place grid penalty is applied, with subsequent occurrences resulting in 5-place grid penalties. Gearbox penalties are less severe, with a 5-place grid penalty applied for exceeding the set allocation, and further 5-place grid penalties for subsequent breaches. It is not uncommon for a team to exceed multiple allocations within the same event, and in this case, if the total penalty exceeds 15 grid places, the driver will have to start from the back of the grid. Teams will often tactically employ component changes at circuits where they deem it easier to overtake. Management of engine and gearbox components throughout the season is vital to ensuring your title challenge is sustained. Have you ever wanted to learn more about F1? Check out our other videos here at Decyfr GP.